welcome. It's that time of the week when you sit back and relax while we get you all the action from B-Town. Over the next half hour, we'll tell you what happened through the week that was in Bollywood this week. On our top story this week, we have Salman Khan, who recently got relief from the Bombay High Court in a website controversy. Take a look in our next story. Salman Khan has got a relief from the Bombay High Court. Salman Khan can now share all the details of his case in public. Well, few days back there were a lot of controversies regarding Salman's website. Salman had started this website in order to share all the details about his case with his fans and followers, as Salman claimed that the media has been miscommunicating the details of his case to the public, and that's the main reason he started his own website. But right after this move, Salman was accused of trying to gain sympathy by sharing the details about his case, and that's when a petition was filed against him at the High Court. But now the court has given a favorable decision for Salman, and that's not all. The court has even fined the person who filed the petition. Well, according to the court, Salman has a freedom of speech, and it's his wish if he wants to share his case details with the public. And this news has come as a huge relief to Salman Khan, who can now freely share his case details with his fans and the media. On the other hand, we have Kareena Kapoor Khan, who gives her reaction on Saif's no pregnancy clause. Details in our next story. When will Kareena become a mommy?
I'm glad he said that so people can stop asking me that question at least.
When will Saif and Kareena have kids?
I'm glad he said that so people can stop asking me that question at least.
And which school do they plan to send their kids?
Which school, our baby's gonna be in?
Well, these are some things which all the Saif Kareena fans may be eagerly waiting to know after their marriage. But this Bollywood couple, who has always kept their career on first priority, never spoke much about their family matter. And now the couple has exclusively revealed to Zoom about their family planning, after which we've got answers to all the three questions. When will Kareena become a mommy?
I'm glad he said that so people can stop asking me that question at least.
When will Saif and Kareena have kids?
I'm glad he said that so people can stop asking me that question at least.
And which school do they plan to send their kids?
Which school, our baby's gonna be in?
Well, Zoom has told Kareena about Saif's secret plan, which is about signing an agreement with Kareena. Saif apparently wants to sign an agreement with Kareena, which will have a pregnancy clause valid for 4 years.
I'm glad he said that so people can stop asking me that question at least. They should ask him.
So, about when are you getting, when is the baby going to happen now? That question is
or which school, our baby's going to be in. That will probably be the next question now.
Well, we can see how Saif's plan of no pregnancy clause has given so much relief to Kareena. Well, the story goes, when Saif had recently visited Zoom to promote his film Bullet Raja, then he had joked about signing a no pregnancy clause with Kareena.
Kareena has a no pregnancy clause with me.
Is that true?
I think so, bro. And I'm very happy to sign it.
But looks like this has surely given the Begum of Patodi a lot of relief. After all, Kareena might be planning to give some powerhouse performances in these 3 to 4 years.
I want to work with new people, people who have new ideas, new stories, new scripts. And like everyone tells me that not to say no to, say no to a good film and yes to a bad script. So that's my new mantra. I would rather say no and wait for a great script.
Moving on, buzz is that Aishwarya Rai Bachchan and Jaya Bachchan are not in talking terms. Well, at a recent event, they were even seen avoiding each other. Take a look in our next story. Jaya Bachchan is apparently miffed with Aishwarya. Ash and her mom-in-law Jaya apparently do not get along. Well, these are rumors that have been doing rounds since few months, and there are daily updates on these rumors. So much so that it was even said that Abhishek is planning to move out of his bungalow and move into his penthouse with Ash following the so-called dispute between the mom-in-law and daughter-in-law. And now there's a latest rumor to add up to the pile. Recently, the entire Bachchan family reached the Ambanis for Kokilaben's birthday bash. And even though the Bachchans did make an entry together, sources claim that Ash and Jaya were not even speaking with each other. In fact, both the Saas Bahu tried their best to ignore each other and maintain safe distance. Well, rumors are reefed that the mom-in-law and daughter-in-law are not in talking terms, and at occasions as well, they choose to ignore each other. Now, how far is the news true is something only Ash and Jaya would know. But as of now, this is the hottest gossip in B-Town. Well, whatever the differences are between the Saas Bahu, we hope they sort it out soon, so that next time such rumors don't pop out in public. Time for a short break on Bollywood this week. But before that, we'll leave you with these interesting visuals of the recently held Star-Studded Awards show.
When awards and anything, I think the reward that people get from the fans, that's the most interesting part of being in this industry.
This look is for a particular film called City Lights, which Hansal Sir is directing and Mahesh Bhatt and Fox Star Studios are producing. So this look is for that. So I'll keep changing my looks according to the character.
Welcome back. You're watching Bollywood This Week. We cornered the team of Highway for an exclusive interview on Zoom. So let's listen in.
Hello and welcome Highway team. Welcome to our show.
Hello, thank you.
Hello.
Imtiaz, we've heard a lot about how, you had the story in place, but didn't have the script. And as you went along, it developed. Tell us how did that really work?
It worked, I hope, well. And you're going to see it in the movie. I hope that by the insecurity that happened as a result of that, of not having really a bound script, I hope that it has resulted in letting the atmosphere and the truth of the actors of that moment come into the movie.
Okay. But what is the real reason behind doing that?
Because when you, you see that, and you feel that you're going to write a scene sitting over here in Bombay about what happens on that hilltop.
Right.
But when you reach that hilltop, the feeling might be different.
Right.
Oftentimes we have very strict plans because on those plans is based everybody else's work. The whole unit then orders accordingly. But when you go over there, you'll have to execute what you thought sitting in the room.
Right.
So if you're making, I think, a movie which has travel largely, you need to keep the windows open so that the experience of travel can actually permeate into the film. Otherwise, it's just like faking it.
So like capturing the feel of the moment as you go along.
So to do that, you can't have a very strict script.
Absolutely. But as actors, did that make you nervous? The fact that you didn't know what was coming next, you didn't have like perfectly written dialogues.
No, I think it was. It would be more spontaneous when we would kind of cook up dialogues on the spot. What would you say? What do you think we should say? And like that, you don't get time to think about how you would say the lines, so it just comes out in the moment while you're feeling it. So I actually had a lot of fun while doing that.
So there's nothing like there's a prep before the scenes. You're just there and you're doing it.
No, we would go through the scene, and also before we started filming, Imtiaz would just sit with me and just read, not necessarily rehearse, just read. And just talk about the scene or what could have happened, what would have happened, things like that.
Randeep?
I think I find this kind of working process far more enriching and fulfilling. I think it's far more interesting than making it set. Obviously, there has to be a structure to it which never really changed. But the content of the scene and the feeling, because the way Imtiaz would shoot one scene, it would affect the rest of the scenes as well, because we shot it linearly. So that kind of gives it a more alive feeling than having it like that, and it allows the opportunity to see new things.
More spontaneity.
And see new things in the same thing. So that was very interesting.
We also heard about, when you offered Highway, you almost thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Why do you think it was a joke?
Because the call came very late at night, and there's a very shady voice on the other side of a guy called Abhishek, who's Imtiaz's assistant, and his name is Rocket.
Yeah.
And he says Imtiaz wants to meet you for a leading part and all that. And I thought it was somebody, one of my friends doing some shit. And because I really did feel that Imtiaz worked with a certain different set of actors, and maybe I was not as big an actor commercially to be in an Imtiaz Ali film. But then next day Mukesh Chhabra called me, and then I messaged Imtiaz, and so we met, and and it was pretty organic how it went about.
Imtiaz, really tell me about this pairing. What made you first think of casting the two of them?
I didn't think of casting the two of them at all. I thought of casting Alia for Veera's part and Mahabir, Randeep for Mahabir Bhatti's part. So that's how I cast. I don't think people are made in pairs anyway.
Yeah.
And God didn't intend it that way, so I don't replicate it that way either. I cast Alia because she was suited, and Randeep because he was suited.
Right.
And then the characters in the film are not meant to be suited to each other at all.
Okay.
In fact, their dissimilarities are many more and much more intense than that of Alia and Randeep personally.
Yeah.
So it worked out in that way.
But as a producer, are you very aware of the box office numbers and all of that also?
Not very aware, but that's why I have Sajid Natyadwala
to take care
over
of that.
there. Yeah, because he keeps telling me that aap decide karo. And but I know that again, like how you feel about the falling and the director holding you. I think he's there. So if I don't know anything about production actually, or money and things like that. But the fact is that the basic decisions that I took, he's formulated something. So I feel safe with him around.
Right, yeah.
We've got Sajid Natyadwala, who's even holding by his back. Imtiaz Ali, 2 Oscar winners, Rahman and Rasool Pukuti.
And Rasool is the first Asian to get an Oscar in the technical category ever.
So we've got all these people and the spectacular landscapes of our beautiful country. So I think there's no really need to feel that nervous, at least for actors.
It was awesome talking to you all. Thank you. And thank you so much for being on the show. And I really wish this one goes a long way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on, filmmaker Tigmanshu Dhulia has come forward to share the reason behind his film Bullet Raja's failure at the box office. Take a look in our next story. The director of Bullet Raja, Tigmanshu Dhulia, has finally come forward to share with the media the reasons behind the film's failure at the box office.
यार समझ में तो मेरे भी नहीं आया मुझे लगता है उसका प्रमोशन मुझे लगता है हुआ अच्छा था लेकिन एक स्मार्ट प्रमोशन होता है वो नहीं हो पाया.
And that's not all. According to Tigmanshu, Saif Ali Khan's audience too didn't go to watch the film.
सैफ की ऑडियंस नहीं घुसी.
And he also accepted the fact that the audience did not like his film.
लोगों को पसंद नहीं आई इसलिए नहीं चली. उसके पीछे मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ.
Well, Tigmanshu was present at an art exhibition where he expressed his love for the artwork. But the moment we spoke about the failure of Bullet Raja, then in no time the director gave away all the details.
यार समझ में तो मेरे भी नहीं आया मुझे लगता है उसका प्रमोशन मुझे लगता है हुआ अच्छा था लेकिन एक स्मार्ट प्रमोशन होता है वो नहीं हो पाया. सैफ की ऑडियंस नहीं घुसी तो लोगों को पसंद नहीं आई इसलिए नहीं चली. उसके पीछे मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ.
So, is Tigmanshu trying to blame Saif, or is he highlighting his own flaws? Well, we can't say much about that, but you may have clearly understood who's the reason behind the failure according to Tigmanshu, right? Time for a short break on Bollywood this week, but when we come back, Priyanka Chopra's candid chat on Zoom. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Bollywood This Week. We cornered the talented Desi girl for a candid chat on Zoom. So let's listen in.
विक्रम और बारा के काले जिस्मों का दिल गुलाबी दिल. गुलाबी। यह प्रियंका चोपड़ा इनसे मिल। हाय प्रियंका, वेलकम टू ज़ूम।
थैंक यू कुणाल, हाउ आर यू?
आई एम फाइन। ये बताइए कि गुंडे की गुंडी हैं आप?
गुंडों की गुंडी। सिर्फ एक गुंडे से क्या फायदा? मेरे जैसी गुंडी के लिए तो दो चाहिए।
सबसे पावरफुल इन तीनों में से अगर किसी का भी गुंडेगिरी मान ली जाए तो प्रियंका चोपड़ा की है।
अरे मैं गुंडी लगती हूँ क्या? बिल्कुल नहीं, ऐसा हो सकता है क्या?
बिल्कुल सीधी जो कहा था आपने,
क्या बोला था? Mess with the Chopra and my hand will see your copra।
आज मैं बहुत डरा सा, मैं बहुत शांति से और बहुत ही सभ्यता से सवाल आपसे।
अरे बाप रे, ये सभ्यता मैंने जिंदगी में नहीं देखी है कुणाल के साथ। ओह माय,
इस बार आज मैं बिल्कुल मैं प्रण करके आया हूँ कि जो टाइटल है उसके बिल्कुल अपोजिट, बिल्कुल जो गुंडे टाइटल है तो संत बनकर
मैं आई हूँ अपना कॉलर ऊपर करके कि आप मुझसे पूछ गुंडे स्टाइल।
ये बताइए कितने लोगों के दिलों में घंटियां बजा रही हैं आप? अब 2 लोग हैं या बाकी और भी कुछ जो सेट पे मौजूद थे सबके दिलों में घंटियां बज गई?
अरे मेरे आसपास 2 से फायदा क्या होगा? We talk in numbers, you know, not number.
As plural.
Always.
तो प्रियंका ये बताइए कि ये जो फिल्म थी आपकी, 2 कैरेक्टर्स हैं आपके, 2 लोग आपसे प्यार करते हैं। जैसे आपने कहा कि नंबर्स तो काफी कम हो गए, डायरेक्टर को 5-6 लोग और बुला लेने चाहिए थे कि 6-7 मल्टी स्टारर लगे
पीछे थे, काफी 30-40 की लाइन लगी थी।
30-40 की लाइन लगी थी। किसका दिल सबसे ज्यादा करीब है प्रियंका चोपड़ा के, अर्जुन या रणवीर?
अरे इतने फॉर्चुनेट अगर वो दोनों होते तो फिर तो बात ही अलग है।
प्रियंका बताइए कभी रियल लाइफ में ऐसा हुआ है किसी 2 लड़के एक साथ प्रियंका की अटेंशन के लिए वो कर रहे हो, फाइट कर रहे हो?
जी हुआ है।
कब हुआ था ये?
काफी बार हुआ है।
मतलब इंडस्ट्री में अभी हाल के दिनों में भी हो रहा है?
इंडस्ट्री में भी हुआ है और मतलब होता ही है ना।
नाम तो बिल्कुल जैसे मतलब
मैं किसी चीज का नाम देती हूँ आपको नाम? कितने सालों का एक्सपीरियंस है?
कभी नहीं। ये बताइए आज की तारीख में अगर हम जो गुंडे को अगर हमें वापस बनाना हो और इसमें 2 हीरोइंस को रखना हो और 1 हीरो को रखना हो, कास्टिंग बदल जाए तो प्रियंका चोपड़ा की कास्टिंग क्या हो?
2 हीरोइंस को रखना हो तो आई वुड से दीपिका एंड मी। आई थिंक हम दोनों काफ़ी गुंडियाँ हैं एंड प्लस वी गेट अलॉन्ग रियली वेल, तो मज़ा भी आएगा। एंड अगर हीरो होता है रणवीर और अर्जुन में से किसी को भी चूज कर लो, सेम। दोनों मेरे दोस्त हैं, दोनों गुंडे हैं, इट विल बी ओके।
हमने सुना कि रणवीर सिंह की एनर्जी काफ़ी हाई रहती है लेकिन प्रियंका चोपड़ा की एनर्जी भी कुछ कम नहीं है, तो कौन सबसे ज़्यादा एनर्जेटिक सेट पर रहता था?
रणवीर सिंह, लेकिन वो ना उनको स्लीपिंग टैबलेट देना चाहिए तब जाके वो नॉर्मल होते हैं, क्योंकि उनकी ऐसे जब कॉफ़ी पी के हो जाता है ना, ऐसे चलो 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 ऐसे हो जाते हैं वो थोड़े से ना, तो उनको बोले शांत गदाधारी भीम, शॉट देना है, सांस ले ले थोड़ी सी। उनकी प्रॉब्लम वो हाइपर एक्टिव नहीं, हाइपर एक्टिव।
प्रियंका ये बताइए कि वो कौन सा ऐसा एक्टर है हॉलीवुड का जिसके लिए आप बॉलीवुड की दुनिया को छोड़ देंगी?
कोई भी नहीं, किसी चीज़ के लिए बॉलीवुड का नहीं छोड़ूंगी मैं। आई लव हिंदी फिल्म्स। अगर मैं जब LA जाती हूँ अपना म्यूजिक का काम करने के लिए, अगर मैं कुछ डांस नहीं करवाऊँ ना, अगर जैसे टंग 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 नहीं की मैंने एटलीस्ट 6 महीने में 2 बार नहीं हुआ मुझसे, तो मैं मेरा रेस्ट नहीं होता मुझसे, तो मैं शोज़ करने लगती हूँ। आई हैव टू डू लटके झटके के बिना हिंदी फिल्म हीरोइन क्या हुई?
मसाला चाहिए आपको लटके।
100%। हो सकता है फिल्में करूँ मैं, वहाँ पे कुछ और काम करूँ, जैसे मैं अभी अपना म्यूजिक कर रही हूँ, हो सकता है मैं कुछ भी और करूँ, लेकिन हिंदी फिल्में तो भाई हिंदी।
आपने ये बताया कि बॉलीवुड के अंदर आपने किस एक्टर सबसे ज़्यादा सीखा है, किस एक्ट्रेस की हम बात करें जिसका जो आपके पोस्टर्स में?
मैंने अपने बहुत सारे एक्टर्स से कुछ करके सीखा है। जब मैं फिल्मों में आई थी, मैं 18 साल की थी, मुझे कुछ पता नहीं था, तो मेरे जो एक्टर्स थे उनसे मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा, जिनके साथ मैंने काम किया। अक्षय से पंक्चुअलिटी सीखी मैंने, सलमान से मैंने सीखा कि कैसे अपना पूरा फोकस अपनी फिल्म पे रखते हैं, आपकी सारी एनर्जी उसमें होनी चाहिए, मूड कैसा होना चाहिए सेट पे वगैरह। मैंने अपने ऋतिक से अ सेंस ऑफ जब वो काम कर रहे होते हैं ना, तो उनको कुछ डिस्ट्रैक्ट नहीं कर सकता, इतना इनक्रेडिबल सेंस ऑफ फोकस है। अभिषेक से कि अपने एनवायरनमेंट को कैसे आप इजी रख के काम करते रहो, इतना स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना चाहिए। सो मेनी एक्टर्स हैव टॉट मी सो मेनी थिंग्स, आई थिंक ओवर टाइम दैट आज मैं जो भी हूँ वो इन सब के साथ काम करके जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा है मेरा, उसकी वजह से।
ओके, वन गुड थिंग अबाउट रणवीर एंड अर्जुन एंड वन बैड थिंग अबाउट रणवीर एंड अर्जुन।
बैड से शुरू करें, बहुत लंबी लिस्ट है। आई थिंक the bad thing about Ranveer, it's very funny actually, उसका blow dry मेरे blow dry से ज़्यादा time लगाता है, that would be the bad thing। अर्जुन का bad thing, क्यों अपना खाना share नहीं करता, मेरे लिए separately लेके आता है, that's different, लेकिन वो share नहीं करता। Good thing, I would say that both of them are phenomenal actors। जब आप गुंडे देखेंगे, you'll know what I mean, by just in your 3rd and 4th film to have that kind of confidence and to have that kind of, मुझे तो कुछ नहीं पता था अपनी तीसरी चौथी फिल्म में. I knew nothing.
बॉलीवुड में जितनी भी बैड बॉयज़ के नेम पर फिल्म बनी है उसमें प्रियंका चोपड़ा बहुत ही एप्टली फिट बैठती. ब्लफ मास्टर, डॉन, कमीने और अब गुंडे.
My bad boy kind of girl. What to do? I like bad boys.
कभी बैड गर्ल इस तरह से प्रियंका जी आपने बहुत पहले किया तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा अक्लेम और अवार्ड्स मिले थे आपको.
हाँ, इसलिए रुक गई कि लोग शायद मेरी असलियत जान जाएं. No, I'm just joking.
Thank you प्रियंका. It was a pleasure speaking to you और ये बहुत ही खुशनसीबी की बात है मेरे लिए